tonight they are rocking camouflage for the servicemen and women who have served our country. Say hi, guys. Hi! Good evening and welcome to your Fox 21 News at 9. I'm Tori K, filling in for Craig Coffey. The fire has come inches away from structures like this, but thanks to the work of countless firefighters, these structures are still standing, and some of the faces that you'll see fighting the fire aren't who you would expect. With a summer forecast of heavy rain, golf courses are hoping for showers later on in the day, so golfers can hit the green without having to water the green. There is one catch, and that's the taxes. Customers are responsible to pay for those, but hey, when we're talking about free diamonds, that's a good deal.
Fox 21's Tori K is live from Golden Avenue, the street endangered by the retaining wall. Tori.
Lauren, this was a scary situation for neighbors. They called the fire department after these 2,000-pound blocks rolled down the hillside, endangering homes. It's a problem officials have been worrying about for a while. This is Junior George, and I had to ask George, why should kids come here? Well, it's more interactive. That makes sense. I mean, that's why they don't have Barbies, and that's why they don't carry Legos. Both say they're there to help you search for that perfect toy. Now, Craig, what did you think of my puppet skills?
Great memories. You, by the way, are fantastically talented.
I know, right?
At ventriloquism.
Storms have created major damage throughout Colorado, and Fremont County was no exception. Right now, we're driving on Phantom Canyon Road, which was hit by rock slides and a washout. Damage control will begin on the area as soon as this water subsides. In the meantime, the sheriff's office has yet to give us a timetable on when this area will be fixed because it's so dangerous. In Fremont County, Tori K, Fox 21 News. Here goes nothing. It's a beautiful day for the rodeo. Clearly, it's busy, and they have just about everything, no matter what you're into. Barrel racing, bull riding, it's all here. Making travelers happy is a priority for CDOT, but safety has always been #1, which is why they'll have crews on standby during flash flood warnings, so they can close this area down at a moment's notice. Reporting live in El Paso County, Tori K, Fox 21 News. Welcome back to sports. Let's hop right into your sports check, starting with the Masters. We are a week into the battle for the green jacket. 21-year-old Jordan Spieth looking to stay on top in round 3. He set a 54-hole record today. Joe, Lauren, this museum is packed with the creepy and the crawly. It can also be a little scary for someone like me, but for the May family, it means everything, and the history behind it is pretty incredible. Throughout history, bugs don't always have the best reputation. The more widely accepted beetles are a beetle or the beetles, but these ones, they don't always fly unless you come here. We're at the May Natural History Museum to see what the May family's been collecting for the last 4 generations. And hopefully bugs, well, I hope they don't bug you. Let's go.
Bugs, bugs, bugs.
From beautiful butterflies to make you squirm scorpions, this place gets quite the reaction. What do you think of the big spiders?
Scary, really scary. They have gigantic fangs, about like that big.
But this museum is more than just a big bug labyrinth. It's a lot of history, starting with the museum's founder, John May.
He figured out how to take his father's collection of insects and turn it into something that could generate income for the family during the Great Depression.
His whole family traveled across the country showcasing their bug exhibit. Eventually, they set up shop in Colorado and in Florida, where they caught the attention of Walt Disney.
My grandfather gave him a tour of the collection, and they entered into discussions to consider perhaps a purchase of at least some portion of the collection for Disneyland.
MGM Studios also wanted a piece of their bug pie, but neither of the deals worked out. In the end, MGM forced them to close their Florida location and take it over to Colorado.
He actually took the giant beetle on the back of an old pickup truck and drove it back to Colorado, so he got a few interesting looks.
And that Hercules beetle still gets a lot of interesting looks today. It's up there with the world's oldest rocking chair and a lot of other interesting finds on RoadsideAmerica.com. The real version can also be spotted inside the museum.
That one's scary.
Some of their other family favorites include bird-eating spiders, the world's biggest beetle, and a mother scorpion covered in approximately 100 of her babies. Ooh! Does that give you the chills? Yes. I don't blame you.
Just imagine, you come in here and you see a stick insect that's 18 inches long, and you can just imagine it crawling on your shoulder. I mean, that's what kids love the most.
We found a really scary one.
And as for the Mays, what they love the most is the bond this museum has created for their family.
The museum is our family legacy. It's 4th generation. It's completely unusual. And, you know, it's really a piece of history.
Now, what you saw is just a fraction of their collection. They only display 7,000 of their bugs, but they have more than 100,000 total. Most are in storage. Pretty cool place, right? The race for mayor is on. Candidates are spending money left and right, but not all advertising is good advertising.
All those signs, and I don't even look at them kind of on purpose because of the money that's being spent on those signs.
They need to show us what they can do for us instead of always what they're gonna do and don't do.
And it's not just these signs voters aren't responding to, it's everything else as well.
No pencils, no little pins, no billboards unless you have a lot of extra money.
But if billboards aren't the advertising answer, where should these candidates be putting their money? The experts say it should all go to one thing.
The 30-second spot ad is the ruling game in running election campaigns.
While all of these faces have popped up on the TV screen at some point, it appears John Suthers has been doing it the most aggressively.
Join me, and let's get Colorado Springs moving again.
When you see just one candidate running TV ads, that suggests that a likely outcome is that there will be no runoff, that one candidate will win more than 50% of the vote in the pre-election and be elected there.
But with weeks to go and a lot of money left to be spent, the mayoral seat is not going to John Suthers yet. Levy believes if the focus turns to TV advertising alone, Lathan and Makepeace have a fair chance of making it to the end of the race.
Together, with the amount of money they have, may be able to keep him from getting that majority, and that will result in a runoff between John Suthers and whichever one of those two comes in second.
In Colorado Springs, Tori K, Fox 21 News.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird. The bird's a winner.
Oh, how the word is spreading. No longer are chickens just for the farm. In fact, it seems like everyone's catching on.
Coming out each day, you give them some water and some food, let them run around. It's not hard at all.
And the best part, it doesn't take long to reap the rewards.
That's all in 2 days.
But in reality, those eggs, that's nothing. The Prem family gets nearly 50 eggs a week.
You think you'll ever get sick of eggs?
No. No way.
Bringing in her own eggs to her own kitchen, it's a feeling Julie cannot replicate.
Let's see how it's done.
And the taste, that's even better.
We know what we're feeding our chickens, we know then what we are actually eating, so it's a lot more healthy, I think.
Oh, perfect.
That's one of the main reasons Ed Buckley says his sales are booming, and he's making a lot of scratch from these birds, and we're not talking chicken scratch.
Last year we got half this many chicks, and we thought we'd double it and we would be good, but they're going pretty quick.
Which one?
With families buying multiple chicks at a time, it's not surprising, but luckily,
As long as they are 6 months or younger, you can have as many of these little cute chickies as you want, but after that, there's some rules you need to follow.
Rule number 1.
You cannot have a rooster in the city of Colorado Springs.
There's something going on around here that just don't add up.
But what you can add up are these hens. So here comes rule number 2, up to 10 hens per yard. And if you want them to live long and healthy, take some advice from the experts.
When you're building your coop, make sure that the raccoons can't get in there because chickens are tasty. And the raccoons will do everything they can to get to your chickens.
Other than that, these guys are pretty self-sufficient, and that's pretty rewarding, even if it doesn't keep more feathers in your nest.
If you're really frugal and you really are accountant, you might be able to save a few bucks on eggs, but for the most part, it's just the love of the chickens, and the eggs it's a bonus.